Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to focus on a few of the different misconceptions that came out of yesterday's video, where myself and True Game Data both posted about some stealth nerfs and changes as of the 1.31 update. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please do me a favor, hit that like button. Goal in today's video is 5,000 likes, so hopefully you can help hit that number. And if you're brand new or just haven't yet subscribed but are looking to find your way back to the channel, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at both of those videos, and I'm going to show you one of the biggest issues about these stealth changes and nerfs that we didn't actually know about. So this is the video where I was covering the different stats of the various attachments, and I was specifically focusing on the tactical rifles because some people had mentioned that there were some changes to the bullet velocity, so I thought I'd go ahead and check those out. We ended up updating the spreadsheet, which is a live document that updates in real time as I update it, down in the description for some of these types of things if you have questions about them. Now let's go ahead and look at Tony, aka True Game Data's spreadsheet and see what is a little bit different here and compare that with mine. So from his video here, what we're looking at is it looks like the FFAR got some kind of hidden stat buff. And what we're looking at here is you can see where it says old is 27% buff or boost to bullet velocity, but then the new one is 53%, which he attributes to a 26% improvement to that specific attachment. The Ranger from 57 to 89, 32% improvement in terms of overall. And then you can see that all the way down there was improvements. And then we had the various changes on the DMR and the rest of the tactical rifles. And right here you can see he used my original data here as comparison, so you can see what those were, because he wasn't able to test those as rapidly. We're all testing different things, obviously. But let me go ahead and show you this example now. So I said FFAR likely changed a few weeks ago, but nobody knew. This is where the problem comes in. This kind of leaves me a little bit skeptical. Obviously, I've gone and tested a few things and updated that spreadsheet, so you guys are going to have the most accurate information possible. But it takes a long time to test everything. Even when I sat down and tested every barrel for all the Cold War weapons, it was about a 10-hour session of me recording, testing, updating, and going through that various process. So it is a very long session of gaming. It took a little bit longer than that. I'll just give 10 hours as a rough estimate. So right here, True Game Data tested in December for his FFAR. So his old numbers are from December when he first tested that weapon overall. I tested mine in mid-January with all the barrels in one sitting. And it says, if you look at his new results, they're basically my results from the shared doc with the bullet velocities on January 16th. So there are probably a lot of fishy changes happening without us even knowing. So right here, if you look at my numbers in green on this right side, you can see that they're within a margin of error of frame rounding. Keep in mind that his new value is 53. My value from January 16th, which was 2.5 weeks before this update, that, you know, it changed things. It was 51%, which is basically a negligible difference there. So it's basically the same bullet velocity. The Ranger, his is 89%, mine was 85. Mostly negligible difference. So his new values are my old values that haven't changed. And what that means is somewhere between the time he tested in December and the time I did my testing on January 16th, there was a mini update in the middle there that they went and adjusted the FFAR. So it ended up having better stats than it did day one when it was first introduced. And they never mentioned it, and there's no little highlights of that. So as a result of that, that leads me to believe that there's a lot of other subtle changes that I might have tested one day, he tests another, Exclusive Base may test another, Drifter may test another, and we're going to get different results because the weapons are actually different. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll go ahead and update you on some of the findings I found. I went through and I tested a few cherry pick things because I wanted to see if there was any differences. So let's go ahead and check out that now. So this is the shared document I have down in the description. I would definitely recommend bookmarking it because it does update in real time. And what you can see right here is as of yesterday, I went through and tested a few different things just to kind of see what was different or not. As of, you know, February 6th, the orange is the updated new value as of February 6th. If it doesn't have orange, it's still as of January 16th because there's a lot of stuff to test. What I was able to go through is go back through. Let me zoom this in a little bit. So the XM4, the base velocity on it was 465, which is atrocious. It received a buff to be in line with the rest of the rifles. As you can see, the FFAR, 596. QBZ, 596. Krig, 596. They're all the same bullet velocity as we look through these various ones. Groza, 596. So they essentially fixed the XM4's base bullet velocity, and that is an improvement. Right here, you can see it drastically. It's 130 meters per second more, which means the weapon will be definitely feel different, especially the floor one. When you start getting into barrels, you can see that the Ranger doesn't do anything. The Cavalry doesn't do anything. Reinforced Heavy, it still actually ruins your range by about 20%. So I wouldn't recommend using any of the barrels at this moment. Still, I just wouldn't use them. I would still just go with the monolithic equivalent, whatever the agency suppressor is, and you'll get about 750 bullet velocity, which is good for a short to medium range option as a sniper support. So I would not use a barrel for the XM4. I went and double checked the Groza just to see if that had changed. It was still 596. I haven't got around to testing all the various barrels, but we'll kind of have to wait and see on that. When we go to the AK-47, you can see that pretty much nothing was changed. I mean, this is within a frame rounding here, so it's probably somewhere halfway between these numbers. And it's just when I tested it on this day, it was half a frame difference than I tested on this day. But overall, pretty much doesn't look like any difference there. This is perfectly in line as we saw with the XM4. On top of that, a lot of people had questions. Hey, what about the LMGs? Are they different? I swear they're different. So I went through and tested the Cavalry. I didn't test everything. I only tested the Cavalry. And we can see right here, it's still the exact same. Old versus new, old versus new, and old versus new. Those are still the same. So the Cavalry is still giving you the 80% that I measured back on January 16th. So there wasn't a change between then and the 1.31 update. Obviously, we went through the M16 AUG, DMR, and type. That is all updated on the sheet, so you kind of have a better idea. I still plan to check out SMGs and maybe sniper rifles, primarily the ones that have higher bullet velocity, because maybe those are ones that would get nerfed, since for the most part, you're only going to use SMGs point blank. Bullet velocity isn't as important unless it's just absurdly bad. Same thing with the sniper rifles. Maybe some of these could be better or worse. Or maybe they adjusted the base bullet velocity for the M82. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. This is a living document. So even if I don't make a dedicated video on these changes, they will be updated in the spreadsheet as I've mentioned. Also point out here, again, FFAR, no different. So pretty straightforward there. Cavalry is still the best barrel on LMGs. When it comes to all the tactical rifles, Strike Team might be the way to go for the AUG. And doesn't look like much different other than Cavalry for the rest. But this change with the titanium pretty much pushes a lot of those weapons out of top tier meta or top tier viable. That's pretty much it. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learned something new. If you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Do appreciate all the support in the content. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.